Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I've got my top picks and recommendations for the Sephora holiday savings event. I'm so psyched that this is finally here again this year. It's a big sale that happens at Sephora twice a year in the fall and in the spring. And of course, the fall one is the perfect time to stock up on all your beauty needs, whether it's makeup, skincare, hair care, all the things you buy at Sephora. It's based on your shopping level, so how much you spend every year determines how much you save in the sale. So Rouge level shoppers save 20% starting today, October 31st, Halloween. VIB gets 15% off, insiders get 10% off, and everyone gets 30% off on the Sephora house brand Sephora collection across the board. If you're shopping online, you'll use code EVERYTHING to get your discount. You have to be logged into your account so they know what level you are. And if you're shopping for anything from the Sephora collection, you'll use the code SCSAVE, and that'll get you your 30% off on the Sephora collection. You can shop multiple times during the week-long event. You can shop online, you can shop in-store, you can shop at the Sephora at Kohl's store, and all the links for all the makeup, skincare, hair care, everything that I'm going to show you in this video are in the description box below the video, or else they'll be on screen for quick and easy shopping over at Sephora. As usual, I've been testing lots of makeup throughout the year, and I have my top picks for you for what works on mature skin. So let's get into my top picks for the Sephora sale this year. All right, so the first product and my top recommendation for the sale this year is something that can really help if you struggle with wrinkles, if you struggle with eye bags. It is an instant wrinkle smoother, and it's the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firmex Eye Temporary Tightener Easy Wear formula. This product is just amazing. I used it on myself. I used it on my neck, my eye bags. I used it on my mom's upper lip, my mom's forehead, her 11s, her nasolabial folds, her eye bags, some scars she has in her eyebrows. And this just worked so well. So if you have used the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firmex products in the past and you found them to be chalky and cakey, they've reformulated it and updated it so that it has a little bit of a tint to it now, and it goes on so much better, and it really is invisible on the skin. Now, for me, I didn't have any problems with it. I slapped it on my mom over skincare, over sunscreen, and it just worked great on her, and same with me. But, you know, I've heard back from some people that it doesn't work for them. It's still chalky and cakey. So it does take a little bit of playing with sometimes. Like, I have a friend who bought it based on my review, and the first time she used it, she was like, oh no, this looks terrible. I mean, it's working, but it looks white and cakey. And I said, well, just play with it a little bit more. Maybe you use too much. Try feathering it at the edges a little bit. And then she tried it again. She used a little bit less. She got the hang of it, and now she wears it constantly. And she's always sending me her before and after pictures because she's so amazed at this product. Well, I'd say it lasts about 4 to 5 hours. It depends on the area that you're using it. If it's an area that you move a lot, like your upper lip, things like that, it's gonna last a little bit shorter. Now, as far as putting makeup on over it, they don't recommend it, and it does diminish the effect. I find that this works better over skincare and sunscreen and a little bit of makeup, but be careful if you are putting it on over makeup, because that's when it can mix with it and get a little bit white and chalky. So it definitely is a product that's best used just over skincare and sunscreen. Love this product, definitely a great thing to pick up. It gets a 5-star endorsement from me. I've used it a lot and I love it. All right, next up is a product from a brand that I always recommend picking up in the Sephora sale, and those are the Laneige lip products. Now, I really love the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I put that on my lips every night before bed, and when I wake up in the morning, my lips are so hydrated and so moisturized. There's also kind of a travel version of that, which is the lip glowy balm. That's the one that I keep in my travel bag, and I take it with me everywhere I go so that I don't have to take the big pot. But Laneige came out with a new lip product this year that I am so psyched about. I'm wearing it today because I absolutely love this lip balm. It's like a tinted lip balm, and these are the Laneige Glaze Craze Tinted Lip Serums. This contains ceramides and polyglutamic acid. This one is called Cinnamon Sugar. They're kind of like donut glaze inspired, and they're supposed to give you the look of that like glazed donut. So high shine, but really smooth and glossy, and I love that about this lippy. Generally my lips, if I don't have anything on them, they do look a little dry, a little crinkled, you know, and this just makes them look so smooth, so glossy, so nice. If you're looking for more of a traditional lipstick, but something that's super hydrating, I would recommend the Fenty Gloss Bomb lipsticks. These are the most beautiful lipsticks, so hydrating. They smell so good. This one is called Blaze Donut. It's one of my favorite nudes of all time. It just goes so perfectly with my skin tone. You know, it's not too orange, too brown. It's also not too pink, and it's not too light, too dark. It's just like hits that perfect nude note. And I also have it in this other shade, which I can't read it right now, but I'll put it in the description box. Here are the shades for Blaze Donut and the other one. And these are the most hydrating lipsticks I've ever tried. So if you struggle with like dry lips, give these a try. You'll probably love them. All right, eyeshadow recommendations for this year. I've got a new eyeshadow palette that I just tried, and I love this palette. I can't get enough of it. I've been using it constantly. It's from Urban Decay. I haven't bought an Urban Decay palette in so long, but this brand, as far as eyeshadows, is an OG because they're so good. They blend beautifully. You never get any fallout with them, and the shades are really, really wearable. This palette is called the Naked Shaped Multitasking Palette. It comes in 2 colorways. This is the cool, which of course is more of my alley. It also comes in a warm, so if you prefer warm shades, then there is a separate version of this palette. So the lid slides open like this, and what you get in this palette are both creams and powder eyeshadows, but the creams are multitaskers. So all the creams are here in the middle, and these are awesome. And this makes a great travel palette because you can use the creams as eyelid primer, or you can use them as eyeshadows. You can also use them as contour or as bronzer. And this nice rich black here, if you have a really skinny angled brush, you can use that as eyeliner, or you can use it to smoke out your look. But then it also contains 10 pans of eyeshadow, and the shades in here are just so beautiful. I have it on today. I love it. I used a combination of the lighter cream and the mid-tone cream as my eyelid primer today. These creams are so nice because they really help to smooth out my eyelids, and they make them look better than they are, which is always what I want out of makeup. Then I went in with this lightest shade here. Then I went into the crease with this nice mid-tone matte. Then I went deep into the crease with this muted purple tone, and it is just the most beautiful eyeshadow look. I also put on a couple of the shimmers. I went in with this kind of peachy shimmer here, and then I used this nice taupe shimmer here at the outer corner. And I love this eyeshadow look. I just think it's so pretty. It's right up my alley, and I love this palette. Now, if you would never use a big palette like that, there are a couple of smaller, more petite palettes that I've really fallen for hard this year, and these are from Natasha Denona. So I've actually got 2 of them now. I bought this one first. This one is the Mini Eye Sculpt palette, and I love this one so much. And when I saw that they had released a version of the My Dream palette, my Mini Dream palette, I went out and got this one as well. This one is all matte, so that works really well for mature eyes, people who don't want to use any shimmers. Of course, I love a palette with shimmer. The curation of these shades is just great. They are perfectly neutral. They're not too warm, so if you put them on, you're not dealing with like an orange eye look. They're also not too cool. They're just really neutral, perfect for an everyday look, and I wear these a ton. But I do like to add shimmer most days, so for this I would have to reach for another palette to add a shimmer, which is why I picked up this little palette. So here are the shades in the 2 palettes just so you can see how they compare. Talk about a perfect palette for travel. I just went on a Rick Steves trip to France for 12 days where you had to only pack in a carry-on bag. And you guys let me know if you want to see a video on that, on what Rick Steves trips are like, and also a packing for 12 days in Europe in the fall in one carry-on. I would be happy to do that video. So on that trip, I just took this one palette. That was it because there was really not much room for makeup. I actually bought this at the Sephora on the Champs-Élysées while I was in Paris. So I ended up coming home with 2 palettes, but my intention was to take one on the entire trip. But I'm so happy that I grabbed this one as well because this one is really, really pretty. All right, let's talk foundation next, makeup base. You know, as we get older, I feel like our skin tone changes a bit. We tend to get a lot of like redness and ruddiness across the nose. And so it becomes difficult to just not wear anything on your face for the day because you want to even out that skin tone, right? So for people who don't wear a lot of makeup, my favorite products are kind of sunscreen and tinted moisturizer combo. So my favorite for a long time has been the Decay Slip Tint. I love this one. It's an SPF 35. It is beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look like makeup. It looks really natural. It's what I'm wearing today because it is my favorite. I love this because it looks like my skin, but better. It dries and sets. It's just gorgeous. The shade I wear it in is 3+ half. This, I'd say, is currently my go-to foundation for everyday makeup, right? The thing I'm gonna just reach for every day just to even out my skin tone and help me look a little bit better than I am while still looking really, really natural. Now, for special events, if I'm going to something fancy and I want the bulletproof foundation that's gonna look fantastic all night, that's gonna photograph really well, then I reach for my Dior Forever Matte Foundation. This is the top holy grail foundation. It doesn't settle in wrinkles. It minimizes the look of my pores. It lasts 10 hours without any primer, without any setting spray. It is just like a one and done, beautiful, beautiful foundation. Of course, it is typical high-end foundation. It contains a lot of fragrance. It contains a bit of SD alcohol. So it's not the kind of thing that you're going to want to put on every single day. And then another foundation that kind of splits the difference between these two is my CL Tint and Protect. This is an SPF 50. It gives you just enough coverage, still natural looking, adds a little boost to your sunscreen with its SPF 50, and it's a beautiful, beautiful foundation, really easy to work with. There are a couple of new foundations that I've tried this year that I really like a lot. The first one is Merit's The Uniform. It's an SPF 45 tinted moisturizer. I tried this both just as makeup over sunscreen, but also as sunscreen on its own, using a 1/4 teaspoon for my face and neck. And you can put this on just like sunscreen. You can just rub it on. The tint on this is so lightweight and beautiful that using like a 1/4 teaspoon, it doesn't look heavy and makeupy. And that is just like a revelation in makeup, because a lot of them you put on that much and it's so heavy and it's so made up looking that it just doesn't look good. And this is beautiful. But if you also have on a different SPF underneath, you can put this on top as makeup, and it is really, really pretty. So I fell hard for this one this year. I like it a lot. And then a foundation that I tried recently that I really liked a lot is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation. This is a lovely foundation, and it looks beautiful on the skin. It's supposed to be blurring and long wearing. It definitely did seem blurring to me. I really like that about it. I'd say it's a light to medium coverage, so it does look fairly natural on the skin. I also recently reviewed the new one from Natasha Denona. I didn't like this one as much as I liked this one. And I also picked up in Paris the Best Skin Ever, the new reformulation of one of my Holy Grail foundations. And I wanted to try this before filming this video. So I tried this the other day. For me, it's not as good as the original. It doesn't go on my skin as smoothly. It doesn't look as good. It was a little bit mottled. I don't feel like it wore as well. So, usually I would be recommending this to you for the 30% off, but I don't love it. And then the last foundation is one that I have to pick up. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Blur Powder Foundation, and I love this for putting on over my sunscreen if my sunscreen is a little bit shiny and it just isn't enough coverage, like my redness is showing through. I just love to add a little layer of this. It mattifies, it sets, and it adds a little bit of extra coverage. And as you can see, I've completely hit pan on it. So this is definitely going in my cart this time, but this is beautiful and looks great on mature skin. I have a new favorite blush. Favorites become apparent to me when I reach for the thing every single day. This is the new one from Say. I think it came out maybe beginning of the year. This is their Super Suede Radiant powder blush, and these are gorgeous. The color on this one is like a hot pink, almost a little bit of lavender to it, but it doesn't go on your skin that color. I'm wearing it today and it's so pretty. And even though it's called Super Suede, it's not super matte. It does have just a little bit of a sheen to it so that you can bypass the highlighter. It just gives your cheeks that lit from within glow. It's a great color. This one is in Bella. It's just so much easier to apply a powder blush sometimes. And if I'm pressed for time or rushed or traveling, I love to bring a powder blush. I can't do a Sephora sale video without recommending the eyeliners that I use and love. These are the Sephora house brand, Sephora collection. There are two different types of eyeliners here. One is their 24-hour contour liner. The other one is their retractable liner. They're both fantastic. They're both waterproof. They're both really creamy and easy to apply, and they both come in a huge array of beautiful shades, and they're both 30% off for everyone. In the retractables, I have 3 shades to share. This one is a really dark navy. This one is a beautiful olive green, and this one is a gorgeous dark brown. And then in the sharpenable ones, the colorful liners, I have this gray, which is called Slate, and I have this mint green one, which is called Fresh Mint. These are the 2 I'm wearing today. I have the gray Slate above and below my lashes on the upper, and I have the Fresh Mint on my lower waterline. I just love a not black these days. They're waterproof, and so you put them on and they stay in the waterline and they don't budge. I wear contacts. They don't get all over my contacts. They are the best eyeliners ever. And in the sale at 30% off, they're under $10 each. So you really can't beat that. You can pick up a couple of nice shades in those. All right. I always like to talk about the setting powders that I'm using that are my favorites because, like I tell you guys, I know a lot of people don't like to use setting powder because you feel like it accentuates your wrinkles. But for me, it makes me look less tired and less like a golf ball, right? Because I have a lot of texture in my skin, I have enlarged pores, and yes, I do have wrinkles under my eyes, but the bigger thing is that the eye puffiness, it makes me look tired, especially when I'm a little bit jet lagged like I am this week. And you can see in this clip that by just adding a setting powder, it really does take down the under eye puffiness. It really does minimize the look of my pores. So the 2 setting powders that I'm loving the most right now are the Tarte Smooth Operator and also the Sephora Blur It powder. I just got this one recently and tried it in a video, and I love this powder. So good. The Tarte is like my ultimate mattification powder. Now this one might be a little bit too mattifying for some people. The Sephora Blur It powder, this will also be 30% off, and I love this one. It comes in this pink shade, which is brightening under the eyes, so that helps with the under eye area as well. And I love the packaging on this too. It has a built-in safety cap, so you open that and then it has this little net in here. And one last thing in makeup is the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. I have tried a lot of different contours, bronzers. This one has got me right now. I just love it. I love the shades that this comes in, and this shade is perfect. You know, so many of them are so warm that they kind of look orange, or they're so cool that they look gray. And this one is just the perfect shade. This shade is called Mellow, and it's not too dark, not too light. But what I love about this is how easy it blends. You can't make a mistake with this. It's not like most things where you can put on too much and then you're like, oh, where am I blending this to? This just blends out so beautifully, and it looks so great on the skin, and it's very subtle. So you can do your contouring, but it doesn't look like you're contoured, you know? Like you don't want to have these muddy looking, kind of dirty looking stripes all over your face to do your contouring. You just want it to look natural. And this is such a beautiful product for that. Absolutely love it. All right, I don't buy a ton of skincare at Sephora, but there are a few things that I do get there that I do love. One is the Tower 28 SOS Hypochlorous Acid Spray. This is a soothing, calming skin spray so that if your skin is irritated, you just give this a little spritz and it takes away the irritation really quickly. It's like instantly cooling and takes away that sting, and I love it. You guys know I do my mineral sunscreen testing video every year, and the winner this year was the Kopari Bright as Day SPF 50 Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. This is a beautiful mineral sunscreen. It beat out 30 other sunscreens to be the winner, and you guys know how picky I am. This is fantastic, and it goes on the skin so beautifully. It is tinted, but it's not like a super makeup-y tint. It rubs into the skin really, really beautifully. The tint hides any white cast from the mineral sunscreens. This dries and sets really, really quickly. You can use this one as your makeup. This one can be interchangeable with something like the Merit. This is going to be lighter weight even than the Merit. It does contain a chemical sunscreen booster, which some people might not be into. It gives you a nice lit from within glow. It evens out your skin tone. It's really easy to wear. It's really easy to reapply. So it's a great sunscreen. One thing that I love getting at Sephora always is my Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. And I would usually be buying a big tub of this. I have 2 in backups already, so I don't need one this time, but I wanted to recommend the minis of things while also recommending the Clinique. This is by far the best cleansing balm ever, hands down. Removes all your makeup no matter what it is, if it's tenacious waterproof sunscreen, if it's waterproof eyeliner, waterproof mascara. But what I love at Sephora is that it's the one place where you can get minis of a lot of the products. And so I love to be able to get this as a mini, and then I just refill this from the bigger tub every time I travel. So I love minis of skincare. They have a lot of those. And then also I love the minis of makeup. Like this is my favorite highlighter. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but the full-size tube of this is just so big. I think I've had mine for maybe 4 years. I should probably get rid of it. But the mini is so perfect. It's also great for travel, but it's just a great size if you don't wear a ton of makeup to grab some minis. Another item that I love getting at Sephora are these Touchland Power Mist hand sanitizers. This is the best hand sanitizer. I love it. It doesn't dry out your skin, which is awesome, and it smells great. It's like a fine mist. So instead of using like those gels that take forever to rub around and they dry out your skin and they don't smell that great, this one is the Wild Watermelon scent. I love to put these in my kids' stockings because they love this too. I saw in Sephora that for the holidays, they do have a set with 5 full size of these. These last a really long time. I think I use this every single day, at least 2 or 3 times a day on the trip because I was on and off the bus, and I used maybe a quarter of it for that trip. So these are awesome, highly recommend. And of course, one of the things that I always buy in Sephora sale is my shampoo and conditioner, my Orbe Gold Lust. I love these so much. I'm not going to ever use any other shampoo and conditioner because these are just so good. But as I always say, they're frightfully expensive. But they're big, they last a good long time, but I do like to get them at a discount. They just have changed my hair for the better. I mean, it always looks so good. It makes my hair shiny. It doesn't dry out my hair. So many shampoos and conditioners are so drying, especially if you color a lot, and these just return the moisture back to my hair so effectively. It's easier to style, it's easier to manage, it has less frizz, it's nice and shiny. Another hair product that they now have at Sephora is my Love Smoothing Perfector. This is my leave-in hair treatment. It's a heat protectant, a conditioner, and a defrizzer all in one, and I love this formula. It's also purple, so it kind of helps to keep my blondes blonder, and that's the other thing about this is if you color your hair blonde and you find that it tends to go brassy, this keeps my blondes so bright and so blonde. With other shampoos and conditioners in the past, I would not like the color of my hair after a few weeks after it was colored. And with this, it keeps my blondes true and bright, and they don't fade between colorings, and I love that. And then the last thing during the Sephora sale, of course, is that you can get a Dyson Airwrap, which I didn't bring up here, but you guys know about the Dyson. It is my favorite hairstyling tool. I so missed it while I was away because 2 weeks without it, you know, it doesn't work in Europe. But when I got home, I practically ran into my bathroom and like kissed my Dyson. I was so happy to be back with it. It makes my hair look really good, and I highly recommend that. So my top 3 picks for this year are the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firmax Temporary Eye Tightener Easy Wear Formula. This lip gloss is fantastic. I love it. Makes my lips feel so good, look so good, love the shade on it. And I'm gonna go for the eyeshadow palette, the Urban Decay Naked Shaped Cool palette. This is a stunner, gorgeous all-in-one palette, the only palette that you will need, whether you're buying gifts for yourself or gifts for others. It is a perfect time to shop with your 20% off if you're Rouge, your 15% off if you're VIB, and your 10% off if you are Insider, and also your 30% off on Sephora house brand products across the board. I can recommend the eyeliners and the Sephora Blur It powder are great. So that's it for today's video, everybody. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.